All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to this webinar that we're going to be doing to showcase our new site. Hey, everyone. Home. Welcome to... Sorry about that. Sorry if the audio was a little off.
Oh, here we go. All right. Hey, guys. How you doing? Super excited to be here today. We did this yesterday, and we're hoping to give you guys some great education today. My name is Andy. I'm one of the operations directors for our IT team and responsible for how our support systems interface with all of you. And my colleague here.
I'm Troy. I work in the marketing and communications department here at LuLaRoe, and I helped work with Andy in building this site, and we're super excited about it. First, we want to address, we're having some little technical difficulties. We want to make sure that the screen you're seeing is clear and crisp and not blurry, and that you can also hear us. So if you could type in a comment in the chat and let us know if what you're seeing is blurry.
All right, excellent.
Okay.
Good news. Thanks everyone. We appreciate that.
Okay.
Right.
And apologize if it does go in and out, the blurriness. We've been having the video on for a little bit, and it's kind of wafting back and forth between blurry and crisp. So we apologize if it cuts out and goes blurry.
And I want to just kind of preface this as well. Troy's going to start us off with going through the login credentials. But if you're in front of your computer and you've received your email, which you should have received on Tuesday for your home login credentials, we encourage you to log into home as well and kind of follow along with us if you're able to do so. We think that would really help out, and we just want to make sure everyone here is very comfortable using the new system.
All right. Let's go ahead and get started. And first, I want to thank you all for coming today. So this is the login screen that you should have seen in your announcement email and our launch email we sent off on Tuesday. Hopefully everyone has been able to log in and use the system and kind of get a feel for it. Your username should be the same as your build username. So we did that for ease of use. And you should have also had a create password link. You'll use that, go in, create your password, and then you'll be in. Going on in the future, you'll be able to access home through build at this point. There should be a link in the top right corner. It used to say retailer services.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Now it just says support. And there should also be a yellow square box in the new facelift that we put on to build as well. So those are your 2 points on build to access home. And home, we built, at least its current functionality, to be your center for all your support needs. Mm-hmm. This is where you'll go to create new cases, ask questions, even give us feedback. We'll go over all of those here in a little bit. You'll also, a new feature that we have is you'll be able to view and manage your current and past cases. We're super excited about it and know that this will be a great benefit to your business. So you'll see here on the login page, you've got your options to log in. If you've forgotten your password, type in your username and it'll send you a reset your password link. And then if you still need further support, there's a support button here, which will give you our phone number to call our system support team to help with any login issues or issues with home itself. Okay, well, let's go ahead and log in. Great.
There we go.
Apologize. This should be your first view of home. When you first log in, you should see something like this. Is a demo that we have in place to kind of give you a mini guided tour of the site. Just some images that we have here that showcase the different features of home. I'll just click through some of those real quick. As you can see here, if you've logged in already, you've already seen this. We also have a different version of this if you log in through your mobile device.
That's right. I'm personally excited for the look and feel of home. Our branding team really knocked it out of the park with this, and it did a wonderful job making this site look clean and professional. Super exciting.
Yeah. One thing I do want to mention from the start of this. So we're going to run through the site real quick, highlight its key features and how it functions. And we will be holding a question and answer session at the end. So if you do have questions, hold on to them, and we'll definitely have time set up for you at the end to ask those questions. Okay. So when you get into this demo, there's a button here to continue on to home. You can check this box down in the corner if you don't want to see this again the next time you log in. For the first couple of weeks, we just want to give everyone a chance to log in, get used to the site. So this demo will go away in a couple of weeks once we feel that everyone's had a chance to get in and view home. So let's continue on to the main page. So we've tried to design this site to be really easy to use for our retailers. And let's go over some of what you'll find here. Top left corner, you'll see buttons that will take you to build, bless, and learn. Those will link you out to those. And then you'll see your name in the top right corner. Should be your first name here. This is just our test account that we're using right now. If you do ever want to view that demo again, you've got the little button here for the next week or two. And then we have a little notification bell. We'll show you what that does for us here in a little bit, but it's there to notify you of updates to some of your cases. So our main buttons here for the site are found right here in the middle of the page. We've got a button for My Cases, Submit a Case, and Contact Us. And we'll go through each of those here in a little bit. One really exciting feature that I'm really stoked about is found here on the right-hand side. These are articles from our knowledge base. You'll see here that right now we've got 4 articles here on the side, ranging anywhere from end of year tax information to leadership bonus plan and limited warranty. We'll go over how these articles work, but I'm really excited about this feature to bring you knowledge and information that will help you in your business and help you learn and grow.
And these ones, Troy, these are the important articles, right? So the ones you see right here on the landing page are articles that we will put up there for you guys for issues that may be relevant during this particular time. You know, with tax season, we have an end of year tax information article, or maybe when vision registration happens, we'll have an article regarding how to register for vision, and anything that's pertinent at that particular time. So when you do log into this page, those articles should be relevant to what might be happening at that particular time.
That's right. That's exactly. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of the site. And we're going to have Andy. He's going to go over how to submit a case.
That's right. So super exciting. Those of you who have been around for a while, you've seen numerous renditions of our support departments. And you might be used to, at one point you were emailing us, and another point you're using a web form that we had. We've taken that same concept and completely overhauled it. So now when you click on submit a case, you'll notice that there's 6 categories that you can select from. When you hover your mouse, if you're using a desktop view, that is, when you hover your mouse over any of the departments, you'll notice that it expands down and it will tell you what each department covers. So if you have a support need, let's say you received a shipment and you have some missing items. Well, that can be found in the warehouse and shipping tab. You'll see here missing items. Or maybe you have you need some technical assistance with one of our systems. Maybe your Learn account isn't set up yet and you're trying to figure out how to log in to Learn. You can contact our system support team. So what I want to do today is I'm going to show you, we're going to enter together about 2 or 3 cases. So that way I can go through this with you and kind of show you how to enter a case. We feel it's super streamlined and really simple, but still we're going to have some fun entering a few cases here.
Apologize, guys. I just want to make sure we're viewing your chat as we go along.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this. So let's, in fact, let's use my example earlier of our missing items. So when you click on this, one thing to note, these are not hyperlinks. So when you click on this, you're going to click on the entire button here. So when you click on warehouse and shipping, you'll see on the left-hand side are the categories that you have to select from. Now, one of the things that I know that Troy's especially proud of, but when you click on a category such as warehouse and shipping, what we'll do is we'll either bring in relevant articles to what's happening that were on the front page, or we'll bring in specific articles about that category. So we might have warehouse and shipping related articles here. And when you further drill down, when you click on missing items, what we're going to show here are articles specific to missing items if they exist at that time. Understand that our article base is going to continue to grow every so often. We're going to go in here and continue to add new articles as we identify questions that you all have and content that we can write. So this isn't a one shot. We've created the articles and they're going to be there forever. This is a living, breathing system that will always have new content. So looking at our missing items form here, we ask you a couple questions. And if these questions are to better assist our support teams in making sure that they can service your needs as quick and fast as possible. So in the instance of a missing items case, I'm going to go ahead and put in an order number here. And then I will go ahead and add the date range. One useful tip is you'll notice you can select the individual ranges here, or you can actually click this little arrow button and it will bring up a calendar, which makes it really easy to select your date range. For this, let's pretend that I have a shipment on the 15th that I ordered, and then the date received, we'll mark this as today. The number of boxes, let's say I've received 2 boxes total, and then we'll ask you, have all the boxes been received yet? So in this example, we'll say, yeah, I received all 2 shipments and I'm still missing an item. Then we ask you your preferred action. Would you like a credit on your account, or would you like us to send replacement products? So in this example, let's go ahead and do credit on account. Now what you'll do is you'll come over here under the items details section. And when you click on body style, it actually brings up a list of all of our products. So let's say in our example that we're missing some Amelias. So if I click that, the size here will correspond with the item. So you'll notice that there's no children's sizes available because they don't come in this particular body style. So I'll go ahead and select medium. And then I can type in the quantity that I'm missing. So in our example, let's say I'm missing 5 pieces. Now, one thing that I want to point out here is that you do have to click this plus button in order to add the item to the screen. If you don't hit the plus button, it won't know that you've actually added that particular item. And you're going to see this similarly with our damage cases and also with our invoicing cases as well. Any case that you need to add a specific product. So you'll notice when I come here, and I click on the plus sign, it adds it right down here at the bottom. And if I select another body style, let's say I'm also missing some Annas, size small, and let's say I'm missing one of those, I can go ahead and hit plus again, and you'll see that it added 2 items to my screen. If you make a mistake here, that's absolutely okay. You can just come over here and simply hit the X to remove that item. Down here at the bottom, we have some additional optional information. So should you want to provide us with more details, perhaps the box arrived and it was damaged, and maybe some of the clothing might have fallen out in transit. That's important information for us to know so that we can get with our carriers and address that particular issue. So you can write down here, you can just type in a quick comment about your particular case. We also have an optional upload file as well. So if you have screenshots, or if you'd like to upload documentation, or maybe pictures that you took of that shipment, you can do that down here in the upload file section. And you'll notice when I click on that, it'll just take me right to my browse, and you'll see my files that I can select from. So we're pretty much ready to go here. Let's say I don't have any additional information. I'm going to go ahead and simply hit the submit button. Now, when you do that, this confirmation screen comes up, and you'll notice that you have two options here. You can either go to My Cases, which Troy is going to talk about here in a little bit, or you can submit another case. I want to show you guys a few more examples, so let's submit another case here. Let's select a different category. I want to show you some of the different form layouts here. In our next example, let's go and hit apparel services. Maybe we have an apparel question that we would like to ask the apparel team. So maybe I have a question about fabric. If you click on fabric questions, you'll notice here that there's a comment box for you to simply type your question. Some other categories have multiple categories that you can select from. For instance, prints and patterns. Well, we kind of ask you to help us narrow down the type of question. Maybe you received too many duplicate prints and you'd like to notify us of that. Or maybe you have a print placement error and you want to show us a picture of something that we can identify. Let's go back to our fabric question here. Now, when I type a comment, we want you to at least give us a little bit, at least a sentence worth to tell us, and that just helps us better serve you. Something, for instance, like the word help, which we've seen before. If you try to submit that, you'll see down here at the bottom that, no, it tells you there's a 20-character minimum. So we do want you to tell us a little bit about what's going on. And there's also a 500-character maximum as well. So in this example, let's say, for instance, I would like to know, let's say I would like to know what the Carly is made of. Something along those lines. Now, in this instance here, and once you hit, just like I showed you before, once you hit submit case, it'll push this through. And again, you do have an optional upload file as well. So maybe your fabric question, maybe you want to upload a picture and say, hey guys, I got this and this seems new to me. I'm not familiar with this fabric. Help me understand what type of fabric this is. Our apparel service team is on standby with that knowledge to help any of these type of questions. So let's go ahead and submit this case here. All right, and then just like you saw before, our case was submitted successfully, super bright, cheerful colors, and we're ready to go. So that's about all there is to it. In fact, most of the departments are just that simple, and we've really tried to streamline things. Now, we can't account for every single type of question that you all might have. So you'll notice with each department, if you don't find your question listed there, that's absolutely okay. You can go ahead and hit the general question section, and that's more just broad in nature. You can ask whatever you'd like in there. And we will do our very best to service that case.
Yeah, but we try and give you as many options as possible so that your question gets to the right team, to the right person, and get you the quickest answer possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to Troy here, and he's going to take you through the My Case section.
Okay, so you can get to My Cases through various different ways. Here, I'm going to go ahead and click on Go to My Cases, but you can also click on the original button on the landing page that said My Cases. And this is one of the really cool features of Home, something that we've designed, and we've heard so many retailers tell us, I want to be able to see my cases. I want to be able to know the progress and be able to interact. So we've heard you, and we've implemented that here in Home. So what you'll see here is a list of your current and past cases that you have had open. We've tried to set this up in kind of a email inbox format so that your most recent or newly updated cases will be brought to the top and highlighted in this blue color. So you can see here, I've got a list of open and closed cases. You can see the date that they were created and the categories of those questions that you submitted. And you can sort and search through all of these as well. If I want to view just all my closed cases, we can do that. Or all my open cases. We have those there as well. You can sort by date, you can sort by category. I want to view all my open accounting questions. What about all my closed accounting questions? So we try to give you as many options as possible and to help you in your business. So let's go ahead and view one of these cases. Let's go ahead and view the case that Andy submitted for his missing items. You want to do the missing items one?
You know what? I'm going to do. Let's do the apparel. Let's do the apparel service case.
Let's do that.
Because I'm on the back end side. I'm on the agent level side from ours. So we're going to replicate a scenario where you've asked a question, in this case, apparel services, and I'm going to act as the apparel service agent and actually answer that question on my side, so that way you guys can see the entire transaction from start to finish.
All right. So I can see here this fabric question that Andy had just created. I'll go ahead and click on that, and we'll be brought to this individual case detail page. Again, another really exciting feature of Home is where you'll be able to view your individual cases and all the details associated with that. So here in this left purple section, you can see the case number, the case type, which is apparel services, its subtype, you get a fabric question, and its status here. Right here in the center is our case chat. Now, this is an opportunity to you to interact with our support agents. It's not a live chat, but just almost a conversation type of scenario where you can have with our support agents. And it appears almost as like a text thread on your phone as well. So you can see Andy's initial question here. I would like to know what the Carly is made of. And he can show that he submitted it on the 22nd today. And he got a response back from the support team saying that they received his submission and that the support team will be working on the case as soon as possible. So that's an automatic comment that you'll get when you receive, when you submit your case, that they've received it and it's going to be directed to the appropriate person to answer. And then you can, do you want to go ahead and
you know what, let's show them the comments and the attach file as well, and then we'll navigate out of the screen and I'll go ahead and finish up the case on my side.
All right. So let's say I had an additional question, or maybe I needed to add a little detail to this case. So if I said, I would also like to know what the Anna is made of. So I can add a comment there, hit enter, and it adds to my case chat. So this case chat is, like I said, not a live communication, but it is a communication with the support team. They'll be able to see your individual comments on their end, and they'll receive notification of those so they can go ahead and address your question. We also have the option here, you see this little paper clip, to add an attachment. You click on that, you'll be able to upload files. Let's say you're working with system support on trying to log in to Learn, and you're having issues and they want to see a screenshot. You know, they want to see what you're seeing. So you take a screenshot, you can add that image here to the case chat and send it off to them to view. So if we click here, it'll bring up that upload files, or drag and drop your files in here. And you'll see within the case chat, you'll see a link to that image or file or whatever you've added.
So that way you can always reference what you've attached to us as well.
Right.
Okay. Right on. So let's so what we'll do now is we're going to navigate. Actually, let's go back to my cases so we can show the those online here what it looks like after we viewed a case. So it's the one 505 right here. So you can see that the case is no longer highlighted because we've seen it now. We've viewed all recent updates to that particular case.
Right.
So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and reply to that case. Give me just a few seconds here. Let's go and navigate outside of my cases, and then we'll come right back into it when I'm done.
And while he's doing that, I want to show you this little notification bell that's up here in the top right corner. So this notification bell is showing you new updates to your cases. So say you log in, you wake up in the morning, you go and log into Home, and you see this notification bell. It's got this number 3 here. You know you've got 3 new updates to your cases. So you can go ahead and click on that, and it will take you to your cases, and you'll be able to view those updates, similar as you would your email inbox. So we'll go ahead and let Andy make a comment.
Okay.
On that case.
Should be good to go. Give it 1 second here. Okay. Yeah, we're all set now. So let's go ahead and head back into my cases so we can see the updates.
So I'm going to click on that notification bell. All right, so we can see here that case, that fabric question has been newly updated. We just looked at it a few seconds ago, and it was white, and now it's blue because there's been movement on that case.
And you'll also notice the status here is marked as closed. It was open just a little while ago,
right?
But since I've gone in there and actually answered the question as an agent, I've decided that once the question is answered, then I can go ahead and close out the case.
Okay, let's go ahead and view this case now. So we'll go back in, use a scroll bar to go view what was had. So my last question was, I would also like to know what the Anna is made of. And then Andy wrote a reply. You can see his name here. So Andy from the support team said, hello, the Carly and Anna are made of various fabrics depending on where they're manufactured. We recommend checking the product labels, which will tell you exactly what your particular item is made of. And then he felt that he had resolved that case to you and had given you a satisfactory answer. And so he marked your case as closed. And you can see that automatic comment here that your case has been marked as closed. However, say you felt on a different case, maybe he only answered part of your question. We hope our agents always do the best that they can to answer your question, but maybe you have a new question or something else came up that you want to ask about this particular case. We give you 10 days after the close of your case to add an additional comment to this case.
That's right.
Adding that additional comment will reopen the case and re-notify that team that there's been that the case has been reopened.
Yeah. We want you all to feel supported. We want to make sure that your questions are answered, and more importantly, that you're satisfied with the answers that you get. So, we've given you this opportunity here to reopen a case, just like Troy explained. In the event that maybe you had some other questions, or there is maybe a question that was missed, because we are human, so our agents might have. Or maybe there is a misunderstanding between both you and the agent. So this allows you to kind of raise your hand and say, hey, yeah, you know what? My question still isn't quite answered. What about this? And we'll go ahead and demonstrate that right now.
Sure. You want me to just say that?
Sure, you can say anything. One thing to note, actually, this is an example that comes up quite often, and we love how awesome you all are, and you're always so quick to express your gratitude to our agents, and we love seeing kind notes and thank yous.
Right.
So this example, writing thank you, absolutely will reopen the case. So what you may see, some of your experiences may see the agent will get that and will make their day, which is awesome. And then you'll see another closed case notification when the agent replies. Because saying thank you does reopen the case. And we do have a feedback, which we'll show you in just a minute here.
Yeah, we want to have the ability. We don't know what you're going to be typing here. So if you say thank you, it will reopen that case. So if you have questions about the case, go ahead and leave those comments. If you do have a shout out, or you want to express some gratitude or critiques on how that case was handled, we have a feedback form for you to be able to do that.
Why don't we take this opportunity to go ahead and close this case, and we can show them how to close their own cases.
So since this case was reopened by us by adding this comment, in other cases, and this one, you have the ability now to close your own cases. Let's say you had a question about the leadership bonus plan or the happiness policy or something to that effect, and you submitted your question on a case. And then maybe someone on your team or gave you the answer that you had or needed, or you were able to read one of the articles here on the sidebar, and that was able to answer your question. Like, oh, I got my answer. I no longer need this case to be opened because I received my answer. You have the option here, this little red button, pink button, to close your own case. And it asks you, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to close the case? Say, yes, I do. I got my answer. We want to know why you're closing that case so that we can have that feedback. If you got an answer from a team member, that's great. If you got it from a knowledge article, that's great. However you got your answer, please let us know so that we understand why that case was closed. So let's say someone on my team was able to Give me the answer. Thank you. Okay, and we do have a character limit to this as well. We want to make sure that you type something and you, again, let us know why the case is closed so we can have that for our records. So I'm going to go ahead and close this case.
There we go.
The case was updated because I just made a new comment on it. I'll go ahead and view that here. And then you can see what I just typed in my comment. Someone on my team was able to give me the answer. Thank you. And then the automatic comment that your case has been closed.
That's right. That's right.
So now we have the resolution to that case and it's closed.
And if 10 days goes by and you still have some questions, that's absolutely okay. You'll notice that the write a comment button at the bottom actually goes away when 10 days, so that case is locked down. But that's absolutely okay. If you still need more help, you can just simply submit a new case and we'll get right on that.
Right. Okay. Let's go back to the landing page. And Andy's going to walk us through the contact form.
That's right. Okay. So we've submitted cases. Troy has shown you a little bit about the layout of the page. And more importantly, we've looked at the My Cases section, which has been awesome to be able to see that, track your cases, get updates. So let's go ahead and show you the Contact Us. Right now, the Contact Us section just includes our phone number and our hours of operation, also including our ASL support line. We do have a video line and a team that's prepared to help with the ASL as well. So you can call into that line. We have our hours of operation there. And now from here, you can either go back to submit a case. Maybe it's past our hours of operation, or we had just closed for the day and you want to submit a case or ask a question. Now, we also have implemented a feedback functionality because we do want to hear what you all say, and we want to hear, your love or your constructive criticisms or anything that you might have to help us mold and shape this amazing company. So here in the send a feedback button, when you click that, you'll be able to select through all the different departments within LuLaRoe, whether it's a systems related issue or whether you want to talk about how amazing the latest product launch was, or you want to talk about our capsule launches in general. We have all of these different categories here that you can select from. Let's go ahead and let's just say I'm going to select home. And I will give you, of course, my personal unbiased opinion on home. So we'll put in the subject, home is awesome. And then here in the message section, I'll just say, great job, Troy. Right? Because he's done a pretty awesome job doing our knowledge articles and everything. So we'll give Troy a little shout out here and we'll go ahead and hit submit. Now, a couple things to clarify on this submit feedback section. Number one, it does not create a case for you to see in My Cases. So you will not see your feedback under My Cases. We want to keep that specific to your support needs. This next thing I will tell you, though, is I can assure everybody here that when you do submit feedback, it doesn't just go into the void, into a giant pile that nobody looks at. In fact, we have an entire team who's dedicated to looking and reviewing every single piece of feedback that we get. You may not get a direct reply, but I can promise you that they are looking at the feedback. And we're getting that feedback into the hands of all of our top level management, so everybody here at LuLaRoe can see what you have to say about all of the different departments, which we feel super exciting. And we love that we now have the ability to be able to do that for you. Yeah. The other thing, sorry, Troy, you want to?
Well, maybe you're going to say.
No, I think I was going to touch on it as well. The other thing I wanted to touch on here is we've noticed this week, we've seen feedback be pouring in since Tuesday, which was awesome. I have noticed that some retailers have asked questions in that section specific to what's the update on my case number? And we want to reiterate that the feedback section is not for asking questions. If you have a support question, you want an update on maybe one of your cases, or maybe it was something from when home launched, don't use the feedback for that. Feedback is just to let us know how we're doing, what improvements you'd like to see. If you have a question, please submit that through the cases. That way our actual support teams can see that and reply back and get that question answered for you. I just want to make sure we don't miss any questions in that area.
That's right. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Perfect. Okay. All right.
Great. Well, I think so let's quickly go over the knowledge base. I want to show that off. That's kind of my baby that I helped work on. So we showed you at various places along home. You're going to see these articles here on the right-hand side. And I want to kind of show you how those work now. Let's go ahead and view the end of year tax information. Tax season's upon us. You got to get your documents in. Well, I've got some questions about what I need to do for my business. So you see a little preview here, a little summary of the article so you know what to find within it. Let's go ahead and view this article. So here you'll have the window to read the article. You'll be able to go through and get all the information that you may need. If you see here on the right-hand side, we've got articles that are related to this. And so let's say you've got a tax question. Well, it's going to pull in all the other accounting type articles. If you're looking for events, it'll pull in all of the other events articles on this side so that we can try and answer whatever questions or give you all the information that we can. So as we continue through this article, after you've read it, we also have a little rating system installed, a thumbs up, thumbs down on how you liked this article. And this is going to be very beneficial for us to know whether or not we're offering you the best information possible. If you thought this was a great article and it really helped you out, give us a thumbs up. If you thought this article was not great, let us know. We want to hear that. Maybe the article was tagged improperly and you found a sales tax article on the events page. Let us know. So we're going to be monitoring this rating system and analyzing these articles to see what went right and what went wrong.
That's right. Yeah. We encourage that. You know, it's important to us to write the best content that we can give you. So that's really going to help, especially Troy, figure out, you know, what articles are working really well that you guys are appreciating and you're gaining value from, and which articles we need to work on a little bit more to further fine tune them into something that's really going to be of value to you all.
Okay. I think that's about it for our little showcase here of home.
Troy, I had a couple things I also wanted to bring up.
Sure.
This in my mind, some operational things that I forgot when we went through some of this. I wanted to mention to you all that one of the things when you're getting responses for my cases, we know that you're not going to be sitting here logged into home staring at your cases all day long, and we don't expect that. So when an agent leaves a case comment for you, you're actually going to get an email as well. You'll notice in your email, it'll come from LuLaRoe Home. It is a system generated email, so please don't reply to the email. It's a no reply email. But what it will do is it will inform you. For example, it will say your warehouse and shipping case number 00736428 has been updated, and it will bring in the case comment that the agent left. So if you're on the go, if you just want to check real quick and see if we got back to you, you can just check your email, and that will just notify you that, yes, we've replied to your case, and now you can log into home and see that reply. So this way, you're not just logging in 4 to 5 times a day to see if we've replied to you. You will get an email notification to help let you know, yep, we got your answer right here. Another thing I wanted to point out as well is we've brought in a number of our historic cases, which was really exciting for us to be able to do that. Previously, we had the different varying forms, such as damages.lularoehome.com or retailersupport.lularoehome.com. So any case that you've submitted on those forms previously, we were able to bring into home. So you have visibility on those cases that you've submitted even before home was launched. One thing that you will notice, though, is that on those cases, I've left an automated case comment because I wasn't able to bring in all of the email communication that came through previously, which is the way we used to do our support. So I just want to point that out in case you see a case in your My Case section that is older than the launch date of home, which was 3/20, March 20th. You may not see all of the correspondence on the case chat section.
Right.
That's anything that came in, and there'll be a comment letting you know if it was an older case. So for anything pre-home, you may need to check your emails in case you wanted to know what the resolution was for that. And if you're still uncertain or unclear, we encourage you just open up a new case and we'll get right back to you for that.
Yeah. So many of you may have seen that your notification bell in the top right had 5 or 20 or however many cases that you previously had. So those were brought in from our old systems, and they will appear as new to you because you haven't yet viewed them in home. We have had some feedback, someone asking for, can we just have like a check all button and mark as all red? We thought about that, but it's not something that we want to do going forward, because we want you to be able to see all of the updates to your cases.
That's right.
If we just checked that and marked all as red, you wouldn't know which cases had new comments on them.
That's right. Yeah.
We want you to be able to go in, see the comments, and be able to take action on your cases.
That's right. Yeah. And in some cases, our support staff may ask you a question as well to better help them help you. So, we want to be sure that you do see those case comments in the event that we need additional information in order to solve your case.
Right. And so any old cases that are brought in, we apologize if you've got to go through and click all the old ones so they don't show as unread. But again, that's just going to be the one-time pull from our old system.
That's right. That's right. Awesome. So that's all I had. Troy, do you have anything else you want to add, or you want to do some Q&A?
No, let's answer some questions.
Okay.
Let's view what several of you have written while we were watching.
And for those of you who haven't asked questions yet, we encourage you now to go ahead and type in a comment if you do have questions about home. A couple things that I do want to point out is just by kind of scanning some of these, and we'll try to address as many as we can in the time that we have left. I do see some kind of specific troubleshooting, and I'll look at those as well. But since I'm not in my office, I'm not really in a position where I can actually troubleshoot. But we do have our system support team who's online and eager and ready to answer any specific troubleshooting questions you might have. So we'll do our very best from here in the office. So
right. Krista, you asked if this is going to be recorded for showing later, and it is. We're going to have this video along with the ASL posted. We may be doing that on Fashion Fun, or maybe we can put that into an article on home so that you can go and view.
Awesome. Yeah, that's excellent. Okay. Let me take a look here. I'll grab another one. We got, is this recorded? Okay. So again, so looking at Paula's question, my submit case page is blank. And again, that's kind of one of those specific troubleshootings. Let me give you some general tips that might help everybody in the call. One thing I will say, let's talk a bit about browsers. As Microsoft, and I apologize if I get a little techie here, as Microsoft migrates away from a browser that we've all known for a very long time, which is Internet Explorer, they've moved on to a newer browser called Edge, Microsoft Edge. So Internet Explorer is actually not a supported browser with LuLaRoe Home. It does still work, but you may find some oddities when using an unsupported browser. And we want to make sure that you have the best experience possible for home. Ideally, we found that Chrome is really the best browser. And I've used Chrome both on my Microsoft Windows machine and also my MacBook as well. Safari works, Edge works, and Home is also mobile friendly as well. It's not an app, but when you shrink down the page, it will be formatted to your mobile device as well. So your question about your submit case, your submit case page is blank. Without being able to troubleshoot it right here from my office, I'm not exactly certain what you might be seeing, but you may be on an unsupported browser. Or another tip that I have, especially when there's a new web-based support system that you may be interfacing with, I recommend doing a browser cache or cookies clearing of your particular browser. Again, if you're not sure how to do that, you can simply just Google, how do I clear Chrome cookies? How do I clear Safari cookies? And there's tons of advice on the internet. I definitely recommend doing that for first-time use of Home as well, as that might also sort out some anomalies that you might be seeing.
Okay. Let's see. It's a place that shows contact for emails.
Oh, from Amber here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see. Sorry, do you mind if
Yeah, go for it.
So, Amber, your question is there a place that shows contact emails? And that's a great question. What we wanted to do with Home was actually move away from emails as much as possible. And because emails can be somewhat unreliable at times. They can get stuck in spam or junk filters. Sometimes you just simply miss an email. If you're like me, I get tons of emails all day long, and it's very easy for one to slip through the cracks. And so the focus of Home is actually to eliminate our support emails and move them onto this platform for you to see, for you to track your cases. So for your question of where is the compliance email, you can actually find a compliance section right here at LuLaRoe Home. If you click on submit case and if you click on business support, compliance is one of the categories listed under business support. Mm-hmm. You can submit your compliance case to them and the compliance team will get right back to you as soon as they're able to.
That's right. Leonie, I hope I said your name right. You asked if you can print the articles. There's not an option right now within Home to print or download the articles. You're more than welcome to copy and paste them to use for your own needs, but there's not an option right now to click and download.
Is there browser requirements? So Maria, I see your question. So again, back to what I mentioned, I wanted to point out your question was, is there browser requirements to run Home? Again, Internet Explorer is not supported, but one thing that you might find handy in case you forgot the browsers that I mentioned, on the actual login page, before you log in, if you look at the very bottom of that login page, there's fine print and it does tell you what browsers are supported. So right. If you forgot which ones I've already told you, then I would look down there below and it will tell you the supported browsers.
Okay. So Lisa, report section in sales no longer showing after I was able to access it this morning. Separate issue, I do know the answer to that, kind of. So I'll address it here, but let's try and keep all questions related to Home. I know the Bless launched a new system update where they were able to view reports in your sales, especially your, not especially, but your, what they call it, profit and loss report. After they first launched that, I think they had a couple bugs with the system, and so they disabled it so they could fix those. I don't have an update on when that will be back up, but it is in the works. And I apologize that it was available and then not available.
I did see a question here that I wanted. Can you scroll up just a bit? Sorry, there is actually, scroll back down again. I think I know what the question was from. Here it is, from Kay Clark, says, so your question is, will your login and password be the same as it is for Build? Your login will be. So your login is your Build login. Generally, that's your email address. Your password, however, will be different for Home. As a best practice, and something that I'm sure most of us probably do when we manage a number of passwords, I generally will use the same password for related systems. So right. If it's Home and Build, a good practice there would be to use the same password for both sites, or we recommend using a password management system. We absolutely do plan on improving the amount of passwords and logins you all have to juggle with LuLaRoe. Yeah. That's a personal mission of mine. So again, stay tuned. I don't want to spoil anything specific because we do have some amazing, absolutely amazing, exciting plans for Home. Right. This, and it brings a big smile on my face. This is only the beginning. And in fact, I'm doing some internal training on my end this next week. But as soon as I get back into the office, we're immediately going to start planning our next phase of Home. And we're so excited to bring you the next.
This support page of Home, like Andy said, is just the beginning. There's going to be so much more, and it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, super exciting stuff. Okay. And again, for those of you, I want to reiterate, for those of you that are experiencing some anomalies with home, we do encourage you to contact either, if you're not able to submit a case, give our system support team a call. They are all amazing. They work really hard for you guys, and we've made sure internally to also give them the tools and capabilities to be able to help troubleshoot the issues that you might be having. So again, I apologize if I can't troubleshoot while I'm on the webinar right now, but we do have a team on standby. They're super helpful. Give them a shout and they'll get you guys going.
Melinda is asking, will this replace our login for Fashion Fundamentals as well?
It's a good question. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So Fashion Fundamentals is still there. We're still going to be using that site. So you are going to have that password that you find on Build to log into Fashion Fundamentals.
That's right.
You will notice though that a lot of the articles that you may see here on Home were previously housed on Fashion Fundamentals. They're still there. You can still find them there, and we still will be having content on Fashion Fundamentals. The knowledge base, we're really going to try and build that out so that you have all the articles right at your fingertips, and you can search them. You can have them relate to the cases you're submitting. So this is really going to be the big build for our knowledge base.
Yeah, awesome. That's great, Troy. Thank you. As it looks like we got just a few more minutes for our webinar. So again, if there's any other lingering questions, we'll do another pass at the comments here, but please leave your comments below. If you miss out now to leave your comments, we encourage you to use the feedback option. Troy and I are actually monitoring any feedback that comes in specific to LuLaRoe Home. And I check that constantly throughout the day because I'm excited to hear what you think, what improvements you'd like to see, or if you'd just like to give us a couple thumbs up, we always appreciate that as well.
Yeah. And again, I don't know if we've expressed it enough, but we're super excited about Home and what it's going to do for your business. We know that this ability to submit the cases, we hope has eased and will save you time and effort for your business. So you can dedicate that to building your teams and building your business. And being able to view and manage your cases, I think, is a game changer. I'm not a retailer, but that just seems like a fantastic way to be able to interact with our support staff and get answers right away.
Okay.
Amber, so neither one of us, I know exactly who you're talking about, but
I didn't get the reference. I'm like, I don't know Kermit the Frog personally. I'm not sure.
Right. Nope.
All right. Angela, you're very welcome. And Paula, you're very welcome as well. We're super happy to bring this to you guys. Okay. We got just a few more minutes left. So, again, if there's any lingering questions, otherwise I think Troy and I will go ahead and sign off.
All right.
We'll give you guys just a few more minutes here to compose your questions. Let me take a quick scroll and just make sure I didn't miss anything here. Oh, Beth, you're very welcome. Okay, yeah, we got that question answered there. We talked about browsers. We talked about recording. We talked about printing articles. We talked about contact emails. We covered that one. We did talk about what to do if you need some troubleshooting help. Yeah, okay, that's right. I think Paul, if I recall, sorry, I'm going through all the feed here, but I think
the question about the browsers.
You were using Internet Explorer. Yeah, I think that was probably an anomaly from that. So. Okay, we talked about recording. Let's see here. I think, yeah, that was right about it. Let me scroll down the bottom here, see if we missed anything. Okay, Tressa, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. So where do we submit questions for going out of business going into business retailers. So one thing about LuLaRoe Home is it is for active retailers. So if you do plan on going out of business, that functionality is actually handled through Build in the My Settings section, and that actually starts the process. If you just have general questions, if you're currently active and have general questions about the process, you can actually submit those through the accounting section on Submit a Case. And I would recommend going down to the bottom where it says accounting general questions. And you can ask that support team your specific canceling of business questions down there.
Right. Could you post articles with quick updates on things like launches that have problems? While that is possible, it's probably not the quickest way to get information to you. We have a series of approval processes set in place for these articles so that we make sure what we're putting out to the field is correct information, is sound, and offers the best help to you. And that approval process takes some time to get out. And so what I would do about updates is really check your emails. Our communications team, and I know that from personal experience, we're up to date. We get calls and emails that, at night, if, we've got a system failure or things that we need to send out an email, we're at the fire and at the ready to send those emails out. And that's the quickest and easiest way to contact everyone at a minute's notice.
That's right. Awesome. Good question as well. Yeah. So Maria, excellent. And glad to see that Chrome is working out for you. On a totally unbiased personal note, I'm a fan of Chrome. I've always enjoyed that browser personally. So I'm glad that's working out for you.
Teresa. Or do you submit commissions for going out of business?
Yeah, I got that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So Tressa, yeah, absolutely. Just go ahead and ask. Use the submit a form or submit a case under the accounting general questions, and the accounting team's on standby to help get you some answers.
Okay. And Amber, I do remember meeting you at convention. I think we were in the general meeting hall, and I commented on that awesome Lula suit that you had. She was wearing Kermit the Frog, and I took a picture with her.
Awesome.
And I was going to give it to Ryan.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Convention's always such a fun time.
It is. How many of you are going to leadership in April? If you are, we'll be there. We'll be able to answer questions about home there too. So we look forward to it. Any last minute questions? I think we're about at our time. And we're grateful that you were here to have us help you walk through home. We hope it's a great site for you. Again, any questions about functionality of it, go ahead and submit a case or call our support team. If you have feedback about home or any other system or department, go ahead and leave feedback for us. We're really excited to go through and read all of those.
Okay, awesome. Well, on behalf of myself, Andy, and Troy, it's been an absolute honor to be here with you all today. We're super excited to give you this platform, and we really hope that it really helps improve your experiences with LuLaRoe so that you can focus on, on your businesses. So,
right. All right. Thanks, guys. See you in Chicago.